Welcome to another Product-Led Onboarding Teardown here at Product-Led Institute. Our mission is to help companies like yours destroy bottlenecks in your onboarding experience to turn more of your users into happy paying customers. My name is Ramli John, and today we'll be breaking down the user onboarding of Deputy. I also have Francois, the head of growth at Deputy, to shed more light on the user onboarding flow. Now, Wes and I got a chance to chat with him about his obsession with optimizing the experience of new users within the first 7 minutes. So you know that this is going to be good. Before we get started, let's find out what Deputy is. Here's how Francois describes it.
Deputy is a SaaS company and we do employee management. So it's an employee management system where effectively you can schedule your employees, you can manage timesheets, leave approval, but also for legal compliance, make sure your employees have enough breaks, when they do opening and closing, it's complying to the law.
We'll be taking a look at 4 main things. First is the pre-signup. Second, the sign-up flow. Third, the first product experience. And fourth, the purchase experience. And I'll give a verdict at the end. Let's first take a look at the homepage of Deputy. Now, the success of your new users really starts even before they sign up for your product. As I've said previously in the onboarding teardown of full story, your homepage, your landing page, and other interaction with users really shape their expectations for 3 main things. First, what is this product? Second, how can it help solve your target customer's problem? And third, is it the best solution to solve that problem? Okay, let's jump in. The headline here reads, "Get started in minutes, schedule efficiently, and handle unexpected changes." The text below reads, "Manage remote teams accurately and efficiently in one easy-to-use platform." This headline is vague and odd. First, it starts off with a call to action. Get started in minutes, without even describing the what, who, and why of the product. What am I getting started in minutes? What does it mean to schedule efficiently? What unexpected changes am I handling? The text below doesn't help. It states, Deputy's easy-to-use platform is for those who manage remote teams. And the value of Deputy is that it's accurate and efficient. What does that even mean? Notice how they use the word efficiently twice here. As much as I could, I avoid adverbs in any copy. As copywriter Scott McKelvey perfectly puts it, flowery adjectives and adverbs are the enemies of content clarity and credibility. Here, what does it mean to schedule efficiently and manage remote teams accurately? Interestingly enough, the word efficient and accurate doesn't appear anywhere else on this homepage, and instead, it talks about how Deputy saves hours and simplifies your workday. Now, the video to the right doesn't clear this confusion up. It looks like 2 scientists or doctors in lab coats looking at an x-ray. There's a disconnect with the thumbnail of this video with the headline and text to its left. Is this platform for remote teams of scientists and doctors? What does this video thumbnail have to do with Deputy? I've already gone through the video and there's just 2 seconds in that video which features these 2 doctors. That's it. Now I'm harping about the video thumbnail because according to HubSpot, a video thumbnail's image can impact the number of clicks and views your video receives. Think about it. The thumbnail is the only image that gives people a sense of what they're about to invest their time in watching. If it looks unprofessional, dull, or in this case, confusing, people aren't going to watch it. This is not a great first impression of Deputy so far, but I promise you it gets a lot better, and this is probably the most critical part of this teardown. Anyway, let's watch this video. It's a 2.5-minute explainer video of what Deputy is and how it can help you manage remote teams efficiently. Anyway, what I love about this video is that it shows Deputy in the context of its use. You see delivery companies, warehouse workers, cleaners, office employees, food delivery couriers, doctors, and truck drivers. This is an excellent example of helping people visualize your product in its intended use. They don't have to imagine it with the copy. They can actually see it with the video. This video describes the value of Deputy better than the headline and the text to its left. With Deputy, you can create a schedule in minutes, forecast wages against sales to maintain profit, and deploy it quickly with minimal training and cost. Those are all great things that I wish that were mentioned in the headline and text. But if I had to be nitpicky about this video, there were a few shots that scream fake and stock footage. For example, there's a scene that shows a hand holding an iPad that looks Photoshop, but with the great content, I can really look past this. Taking a look at the sign up form below the headline and text, you can fill in your work email and name to sign up or sign up with Google or Facebook. Providing alternatives to signing up with your work email is an excellent way to remove some friction to the sign up process. The button copy here reads, "Try Deputy for free." Along with the button copy in the navigation bar, "Start free trial," it's clear that you're signing up to try out Deputy. We'll find out later in the pricing page how much the paid plans are. Right below the headline and video is a row of logos that use Deputy. And boy, do they got some big names like Amazon, Nike, and Ace Hardware. In contrast to these large companies, logos of small companies like Dropcar, which according to LinkedIn has only 36 employees, and Titan Global with about 100 employees also show up here. Above these logos, it reads, "Trusted by 200,000 workplaces across the globe." Wow! And if you got a number like this, you'd flaunt it. That's a bit of overshadowing because they've got many other social proofs below this section. We'll take a look at that in a few seconds. Let's move on. I'm going to briefly go through the rest of the page so we can focus more on the sign-up flow and the first product experience. There are a few things that make everything below the fold much better than what we've seen so far above the fold. First, the copy here is so much better and it describes the value of Deputy in a better way. Right below the row of logos, it reads, "Staff management software that saves hours." Who doesn't want to save hours in a day? I know I do, especially remote team managers. Right below this, it highlights features that do help managers save time, such as allowing employees to swap shifts with Deputy's mobile app, automatically creating ideal staff schedule, and remotely managing leave requests. Second, speaking about showing how they care about your business, they have a section below that shows the different industries they support. The links in this section direct you to the corresponding landing pages that address exactly how Deputy can save you time in your industry with their software. For example, if you click on healthcare, it'll take us to a page with the headline, "Fast, efficient scheduling for medical staff and caregivers," and logos of Deputy customers in the healthcare space. So they've really customized this for the language that the healthcare workers use. Finally, I love how many types of social proof is on this page. Not only do they have customer logos that we've seen above, but there are also 4 customer testimonials and 3 ratings from Capterra, GetUp, and the App Store. Most of the social proof appear right beside the Start Your Free Trial section at the bottom of the page. The way that the customer testimonials automatically cycles through them really draws your attention to them. These are just one-sentence testimonials, so they're really easy to read and scan through. If you go to each of the ratings from the reviews aggregators below, you'll realize that these are clickable, which opens up a new tab to the sites. This is just a nice touch for website visitors who are still skeptical. Anybody can put up and say they have 4.5 stars out of 5 rating. This section screams, "Look how much our customer loves us. Look at all these ratings, reviews, and love. If they love us, you will too. Sign up now." Before we do, let's briefly check out the pricing page. The pricing page's headline reads, "Start your free trial. Full access to all the features and 24/7 support. No credit card needed." By this point, Deputy assumes you already know what the product does and how it can help you. They just need to tip you over to sign up. So this headline addresses 3 common objections that might come up. First, is the free trial only for certain features? No, you get full access to all the features. Second, what if I need help? Well, we have 24/7 support. Do I need to give my credit card? No, you don't. This is an excellent example of how you address objections right up front so people don't have to scroll at the FAQ section. If I had to be nitpicky, they could have reiterated the value of Deputy right here again. Instead of "Start your free trial," it could have been more value driven, like "Manage your staff schedules, tasks, and timesheets in minutes." It's a little bit long, but it's a little bit more descriptive. The pricing comparison table below shows 4 columns. The premium plan stands out not only because it juts out of the table, but it also has a blue border and is the only one with an animated icon. This is an excellent way to draw your attention here. The prices are simple enough to understand. The scheduling plan is $2.50 per user billed per month, which, as you look below, has all the features except the timesheets, payroll, and reporting. Time and attendance plan is similar, except it doesn't allow you to schedule employees and run report. The premium plan has all the features and costs $4.50 per user per month, or $4 if you pay annually. These prices are affordable, especially if you're a young startup and only have a few employees. The cost scales as your business grows and the number of employees you have grows. But for the larger companies with thousands of employees, you can select the enterprise plan to get volume discounts. The first 3 plans have a button that reads Start a Free Trial. But the button for the premium plan has a solid blue, which makes this plan stand out even more than the other 2 plans. If you click on any of the buttons, they open up the same modal pop-up. As we read earlier, the free trial includes all the features, which I assume is the premium plan. Let's go ahead and click on the Start a Free Trial and get started. The sign-up modal reads, Try Deputy for free. Get started in minutes, no credit card required. Once again, this copy addresses 2 objections when it comes to signing up: that it'll take a long time to get started and that you have to enter your credit card to try it. The rest of this is very similar to the sign-up form we saw on the homepage. Let's go ahead and enter our work email and name. Then click Get Started. Before we go on, I want to preface the rest of this onboarding teardown with what Francois, the head of growth at Deputy, told Wes and I. And as you'll soon see, the user onboarding of Deputy is on a different level.
You looked at the stats and then you look at like, well, it costs you $150 to generate a trial, and then half of those people are not going to even go past like that first experience. Even worse, 60% of those people will not have a second session, right? Meaning that you spend all of that money, they come, and more than half of them never come back, right? So that was kind of the premise that really got me to, hey, we need to really own this if you want to sort of like increase the unit economics.
With that kind of perspective, I have to tell you that you're really in for a treat with the rest of this teardown. It starts with this page that reads, Welcome Ramli, what would you like to do today? I love how they personalize it right away with my name. This also comes across as very conversational. It's something you'd expect as soon as you enter a physical store. They didn't ask you for a password, company name, or job title right away, which are things that you'd expect. The background image looks like you're in an outdoor patio in Europe. This whole page is inviting, warm, and friendly. It's just excellent. You have 2 options here. The first option is to start fresh. It reads, Do you own a business or manage a team? The button copy here reads, Discover Deputy. I love how this button is inviting new users to discover Deputy, something new like an adventure, instead of being vague like continue and next. The other option is for teams who are already using Deputy. So that's not us. Let's click on Discover Deputy since my team isn't already using Deputy. Next step in the onboarding flow reads, Let's get you started. Help us get to know your business so we can tailor your experience. I like how they explain why they're asking for this info to the right. As a marketer, I know they're asking so that their sales team can better qualify me. Instead, this text explains what you're going to get as a user by filling out these fields, which is a more tailored experience. Who doesn't want that? Deputy asks for 4 information on this page. Your business name, how many employees do you need to schedule, which best describes your business, and your mobile phone number. For the mobile phone number, they again explain why they're asking for that information. I've already mentioned in the full story onboarding teardown that I'm not a big fan of giving my number to strangers on the internet. But the reason here that Deputy provides makes sense. We'll send you a link to download the Deputy app. They've already described how useful their mobile app is to help you manage staff schedule, tasks, and timesheets on the go multiple times on the homepage. It makes sense to streamline that process by sending a link to download their app. This is an excellent way to get more people to provide their phone number, is just give a reason. Let's go ahead and fill in the business name and number of employees. Let's click on Get Started. A modal appears with a progress bar. It reads, We're setting up your Deputy trial. Upload your schedule while you wait. Further goes on that a photo is fine and a specialist will enter your information in 24 hours. Wow. Talk about getting a white glove service. I am impressed. If you're looking to improve your product's user onboarding, be more like Deputy. Figure out ways to get new users to experience the value of your product, even if it doesn't scale like this. Here, the reason for this step is to get managers to schedule their staff with Deputy as soon as possible. You don't need to upload a CSV or format it or manually enter anything. That's too much work. Just take a photo or a screenshot and upload it here, and somebody from the Deputy team will put it in for you. Since I don't have any staff to schedule, I'm going to click on Skip Upload Schedule, Now, with no indication of what's next, you might think that the next step is to set your password or fill out more fields. If you thought that, you'd be wrong, because that's it for the sign-up flow. I'm just as shocked as you are on how frictionless Deputy sign-up flow is. Welcome to the first product experience of Deputy. You're greeted with a welcome modal, which reads, "Welcome to Deputy Ramli." I don't know about you, but I like seeing my name. It's like meeting someone for the first time and they immediately know your name and how to pronounce it. It goes on, get started by choosing one of our options below. You see two options before you. The first option is to learn what you can do in scheduling. It reads, watch a quick tutorial to use scheduling in action. I like that. They gave you an option to take the tutorial. Too many apps, they just shove you right into the product tour or tutorial. The button copy is descriptive and ties back to this option, watch a tutorial. The second option is for the brave souls who buy IKEA furniture, rips up the manual, and try to guess which pieces fits where. I'm going to take the safe route and click on watch a tutorial. This brings up a video tutorial of Deputy, and it's just not anyone giving this tutorial. It's the CEO of Deputy, Ashik Ahmed. According to LinkedIn, Deputy has 292 employees. You've got the CEO, the head honcho of this company, giving you a video tutorial. I'm really impressed. This video is informative and goes through how to use the key features to get you started with scheduling your employees. It doesn't overwhelm you with highlighting all Deputy's bells and whistles. The whole time you can see Ashik on the bottom right section of the video. I gotta say that I'm really impressed by this. I wish more onboarding experience welcome their new users, especially somebody like the founder or the CEO. It comes across as warm and inviting. And imagine like somebody coming to your house for the first time. You want to welcome them, right? So that's the same thing. They're coming to your product for the first time. Say hi. The button below reads, try scheduling. Let's go try scheduling. What follows next is a series of tooltips to walk you through adding employees and scheduling their shifts. This is a controversial move. Now, according to AppQs, the beauty of tooltips is that they're transient and highly contextual. Tooltips are not good for mission-critical information or anything that a user needs to refer back to frequently. Tooltips can come across also as very heavy-handed and aren't always appropriate if you want your users to explore your product on their own without any constraints. I personally appreciated how this helped me get started quickly and walk me through a complex workflow. I have a hunch that managers who try Deputy out would find this very helpful. They don't have the time to explore all the buttons. They got things to do. Considering that the copy of the homepage promised that you can get started with Deputy in minutes, it makes sense to provide a walkthrough like this to get them to the aha moment within the first few minutes. Once you're done with publishing your first schedule, you'll see a modal that reads, "Shift successfully published. Congrats." Oh, and what is right above it? You've unlocked 5 free days? Now this leads you to the bar right above this page, which reads, you have 12 days free, unlock more. Wow, they've gamified the trial experience. The icons here look like badges that you earn in video games. There are 5 that are grayed out, so let's go see what those are. This actually leads to the purchase experience of Deputy, which is on a different level. I've seen other products try to gamify the trial experience by adding buttons, but it doesn't come close to how everything comes together here. The badges really make this feel like a game. The modal headline reads, "Get more free days, unlock now." Below this headline is 2 badges that are unlocked, with 5 that are grayed out. The text below reads, "You've unlocked 6 free days. Welcome, Product-Led Institute. Keep going. Complete the games above to earn more free days." This is excellent. I'm getting a little giddy. I love how they call this out as a game. The inner child in me just wants to unlock all the badges, not because of the free days, but because I want to win this game. In Nair Eyal's book, Hooked, he calls this the reward of the hunt. These are rewards ingrained in us from our primal human brain to hunt for food to survive. Where we once hunted for food, today we hunt for other things like coupons, deals, and information. In this case, the gamer in me really wants to see all those badges turn blue. Let's click around to find out what we have to do to earn more badges. The first option is to talk to an expert. This reads, "Want an expert to show you around?" It doesn't tell you how many free days you win here if you complete this mission. The button copy reads, "Book a free tutorial." This is not a demo. This is not a sales pitch. It's a tutorial from an expert. The text below further explains this. "We can help you up and running in no time." I really like how this is positioned. It's not salesy, but very helpful. Clicking on this button directs you to fill out a form. They've already pre-selected how many employees do I need to schedule, since I already let Deputy know this during the onboarding process. The heading indicates that I'm booking a free tutorial, but the text below and the last question states that this is for a demo. That's odd. For consistency, I would change this to tutorial. Let's check out the rest of the badges. The third badge is to download the Deputy mobile app. You know how much I try to avoid giving my phone number on the internet, but because of this, I want this badge and I'll throw caution to the wind and give my number here. After I enter my phone number, I unlock 2 free days. Score! The text below let me know that I can unlock more days if I log into the app. The fourth badge reads, start adding your employees. The button reads, add employees. I don't really have any employees at Product-Led Institute, so let's skip this and check out the sixth badge. The sixth badge reads, tracking time and attendance has never been easier. The button copy is explore timesheets. This is an excellent way to upsell me more features and increase the average revenue per user, or ARPU. The seventh and final badge is to choose the plan. It reads, choose the plan today, keep your free days tomorrow. This opens up a modal with the plan comparison table that we saw on the pricing page. Premium plan is smack dab in the middle. It's easy to see here the difference in features between the plans. I love how they're trying to get you to select your plan even before your trial is over just to earn a new badge. In summary, I would give Deputy's user onboarding experience an A+. It would be an A++ if not for a few small minor things. Here are 7 things that I thought Deputy did really well during the user onboarding experience. First, overall, the copy from the beginning to the end has been outstanding. It has personality and comes across as conversational and helpful. I just love the first sign-up page, from the background image of a patio outside to the button copy, Discover Deputy. This page is warm, welcoming, and inviting. Also, during the sign-up process, they clearly explain why they're asking for information, especially for the phone number field. I'm not a big fan of giving my number to strangers on the internet, but the reason Deputy provides here makes sense. We'll send you a link to download the Deputy app. Second, they address objections before they came up. On the pricing page, they address 3 common objections that might cause skeptical visitors to hesitate in signing up. Yes, you do get access to all the features, and if you get stuck, you have access to our 24/7 support, and you don't need to enter your credit card to get started. I didn't have to scroll to the FAQ section to find this out. They reiterated this in the sign-up modal as well. This is excellent. Third, the sign-up flow was frictionless and as short as possible. From the sign-up modal to Deputy's product, I went through 3 sign-up pages, filled out 3 mandatory fields, selected an option from 4 different drop-downs or option lists. That's it. I timed myself. It took less than 2 minutes to get through this. This is how it's done. This is the product-led approach to user sign-up flow. Fourth, I really love that they provided a white glove service to get new users up and running. Just before you got into Deputy's product, a modal pop-up appears. It reads, send us your details. A photo is fine, and a specialist will enter your information in 24 hours. Wow. Sometimes you have to do things that don't scale to remove barriers new users face to get started. Fifth, they welcome new users with a video tutorial from the CEO of the company, Ashek Ahmed. With a company that has over 292 employees according to LinkedIn, you've got the CEO giving you a video tutorial. I'm really impressed. The video is informative and goes through how to use key features to get you started with scheduling your employees. It doesn't overwhelm you. The whole time you can see Ashek on the bottom right of the video, which is a really nice touch. 6, they walked new users through Deputy to get them to the aha moment in minutes. Managers who have very little time to explore complex workflows just want to get their employees scheduled. They don't have time to explore all the buttons and all the bells and all the whistles. They got things to do. Considering that the copy of the homepage promised that you can get started with Deputy in minutes, the easy-to-follow product walkthrough delivers on this promise. Finally, they've gamified the free trial experience. Now, this is my favorite part. It's the badges that make it stand out for me. Even after I beat a game, I try to make sure to complete all the side missions so I can get all the badges or trophies in the game. With the badges grayed out, the inner child in me just wants to unlock them all. In terms of what could have been done better, I have to really nitpick to really find anything. These are 3 things that could have been done to improve the onboarding experience. First, as I previously mentioned, the homepage about the fold is confusing. The title and text doesn't really describe the value of Deputy. The video thumbnail of the doctors looking at X-ray to the right doesn't really help. This makes it look like this is a product for medical professionals. Second, though I personally found the product walkthrough helpful, for some the product tour using the tooltips can come across as heavy-handed. It might discourage new users from exploring Deputy on their own without any constraints. This is a very minor thing that is probably more a matter of opinion or preference. Without knowing the purchase and retention rates with new users who completed the walkthrough or not, I thought that it was worth mentioning here. Third, when earning the badge to book a tutorial with an expert, there are some inconsistencies with calling it a demo. This is a very minor and nitpicky thing, but I thought it's worth mentioning here again. I like how they position this as a tutorial with an expert, so they can have you up and running in no time. It's not salesy, but helpful. But as soon as you go to the next step in booking a tutorial, it then asks you if there's anything specific you want to cover for your demo. Maybe it's all those enterprise websites I've seen where the primary button copy is request a demo or book a demo. But for me, a tutorial is different from a demo, which is more of a sales pitch. Well, what do you think? Did I miss something that Deputy did really well or something that they did that could have been better? Let me know in the comments below. Before you go, I just want to let you know about a one-page product-led onboarding checklist that we put together. You can use this to take stock of your current onboarding experience or run all of your new designs past it before unleashing it to the world. You can get it for free at productled.com/checklist or comment checklist in the comments below and I'll DM it to you. Second, Wes and I can actually do a full audit of your product's user onboarding experience. It's a bit like this, but a little bit more in depth. We'll go through not just your user experience, but also review your analytics, whether that's Google Analytics, Mixpanel, or whatever analytics tools you use. We'll even dig into your emails, in-app message, product tours, and more. I guarantee you, if there are bottlenecks in your product's onboarding, we'll find it and break down how you can fix it. If you're interested in getting an onboarding experience audit of your product, go to productled.com/audit. Finally, I want to let you know that Wes and I are doing onboarding workshops for select companies remotely. In those trainings, we'll walk you through a battle-tested onboarding framework that will help you create onboarding experience that convert without resorting to short-term salesy tactics. Through our history working with onboarding experiences for companies like Grow.com, Dynatrace, OutSystems, and more, we've seen inside more SaaS onboarding experiences than anybody else on the planet. You can find out more about our onboarding workshop at productled.com/training. Well, that's it for now. This is Ramli John. Until the next onboarding teardown. Bye.